Ever sent an invoice and then crickets? You're checking your bank account, wondering where that payment is, and then it hits you. You haven't actually applied the payment in Xero. It's a common slip-up, and it can really mess with your reconciliation and reporting. But don't worry, you're not alone, and I'm here to walk you through exactly how to apply payments in Xero, so you can keep your finances accurate and up-to-date. Hi everyone, and welcome. Today we're tackling a crucial part of managing your business finances in Xero: applying payments to invoices. Whether you're a seasoned Xero user or just starting out, this video will cover everything you need to know, from the simplest scenarios to some of the more complex situations you might encounter. So why is applying payments so important? Well, think of it like this. You send an invoice. That's like sending a request for payment. When the customer pays, the money lands in your bank account, but Xero doesn't automatically know which invoice that payment belongs to. That's where applying the payment comes in. It's the link that connects the incoming money to the specific invoice, allowing Xero to mark it as paid and update your financial reports accordingly. Without this crucial step, your sales figures, outstanding balances, and even your tax calculations can be inaccurate. Nobody wants that. Now, let's dive into the practical side of things. There are a few different ways to apply payments in Xero, and I'll show you the most common methods. First up, we have the direct payment application. This is the simplest scenario, perfect for when you receive a single payment that covers a single invoice in full. Let's say you've invoiced a client £500 for services rendered. They've paid you via bank transfer, and the money is now showing in your bank account in Xero. What do? First, navigate to your bank reconciliation screen. You'll see the incoming payment listed there. Now, instead of just reconciling it, click on the Match button. This opens up a search field. You can search for the invoice by the contact name, the invoice number, or even the amount. Once you've found the correct invoice, simply select it. Xero will automatically match the payment to the invoice, and you'll see the amount applied. You can then reconcile the transaction, and voila, the invoice is marked as paid. Easy, right? But what happens when things aren't so straightforward? Let's say your client has made a part payment. They owe you £500, but they've only paid £250. No problem. The process is very similar. Again, go to your bank reconciliation screen, match the incoming payment, and find the relevant invoice. This time, however, Xero will recognize that the payment is less than the invoice amount. It will automatically apply the £250 to the invoice, leaving the remaining £250 outstanding. This way, you can keep track of partial payments and chase up any remaining balances. Another common scenario is when a single payment covers multiple invoices. Perhaps your client has several outstanding invoices, and they've made one lump sum payment to cover them all. Again, Xero has you covered. Follow the same initial steps, go to your bank reconciliation, match the payment, and search for the contact. This time, instead of selecting just one invoice, you can select multiple invoices that the payment covers. Xero will automatically allocate the payment across the selected invoices, starting with the oldest ones first. If the payment is less than the total amount owed, Xero will apply it proportionally. Now, let's talk about another important aspect: payment methods. Xero allows you to record different payment methods, such as bank transfer, check, cash, or even online payment gateways. This is crucial for accurate record-keeping and reporting. When you apply a payment, make sure you select the correct payment method. This information will be stored against the transaction and can be used for analysis later on. Sometimes you might need to apply a payment to an invoice that's not directly linked to a bank transaction. For example, perhaps you received a check from a client, and you haven't deposited it yet. In this case, you can manually apply the payment within Xero itself. Go to the Sales tab, then Invoices. Find the invoice you want to apply the payment to and click on it. You'll see an option to make a payment. Click on this, enter the payment amount, the payment date, and the payment method, and then click Add Payment. This will manually record the payment against the invoice, even though it's not yet reflected in your bank account. Once you deposit the check, you can then reconcile the bank transaction as usual. One more thing to remember: always double-check the details before applying a payment. Make sure you've selected the correct invoice, the correct payment amount, and the correct payment method. A simple mistake can lead to confusion and inaccurate reporting. Take a few seconds to review everything before confirming, and you'll save yourself a lot of hassle in the long run. We've covered a lot of ground today, from simple payment applications to more complex scenarios involving partial payments and multiple invoices. Remember, applying payments correctly is essential for maintaining accurate financial records in Xero. It ensures that your invoices are marked as paid, your outstanding balances are up to date, and your financial reports are reliable. By following the steps I've outlined in this video, you'll be able to confidently apply payments in Xero and keep your business finances in tip-top shape. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.